Ella has gotten a few birdies that almost none of the other women are getting. She has like all sorts of shots, has the forehand, hunting for the win. You can tell she's still nervy on some circle one putts, but usually can shake those nerves and finish really strong.
Kristen is such a firm game plan player and does have a really strong mental game. We don't ever really see Kristen come out and crash and burn. Regardless of where she is in the field, she is always pedal to the metal in her own game plan. It's not necessarily, I would call it aggressive, but it's within her normal skill set. But that normal skill set just so happens to be light years above most of the people in the FPO field right now.
Kat Mertsch is electric. She just has so much joy out there. You can tell she's living her best life in her Pit Vipers, having fun. She got an ace in her first round. Like, she's just doing really exciting things and kind of always pushing the boundaries. Sometimes you think about playing safe and playing for par, and Kat doesn't do that. She's attacking and just throwing really thrilling shots to watch. Katrina obviously shooting the hottest round we've ever seen out here at the Preserve.
Katrina's had a lot of experience with winning over a very long period of time.
She's throwing the disc so well. She's scrambling really well. She hit some big putts. She hit a huge circle 2 putt to save par on a ridiculously hard hole.
She's a fiery player. So that being said, Katrina is one of the fiercest competitors out there. I think it's any woman's game at this point. Hello and welcome to the final round of the Preserve Championship powered by Prodigy Disc. We made it past moving day and the final day was very, very hot. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erica Stinchcomb. We're the two hot geese.
Very hot geese. Honk.
Oh man, just sweltering geese really
Sweaty
out there.
geese.
Yeah, it was rough. Thanks to everyone who showed up. We had great crowds, good vibes. Good time out here at the Preserve as always.
Yeah, the crowds were rowdy. I love the Minnesota locals. You guys are the best. It's really always a joy to be here. We have a nice lead card today going into the final round. A nice little battle shaping up. I'm super excited to see how this plays out. Everyone on our lead card has been playing very solid lately. On this beast of a course at the Preserve Championship, 9,600 feet, lots of big drives.
Ranked number 7 out of all the Disc Golf Pro Tour courses. Relies on natural rough, which is really fun to play, gives you a chance to scramble. Got to get hole 3 out there. Really, the first 3 holes are some of the easiest.
And hole 18 is the hardest, without a doubt, the round ruiner.
Yep.
Thanks to UDisc for all of the stats that we will be using the whole round. What will we do without you guys?
Katrina Allen has been in the lead almost the entire time. She was in a tie with Kristen yesterday for a few holes, but has the solo lead 3 strokes ahead. She's parked first in park percentage and birdie rate percentage.
Kristen Tatar first in everything. Circle 2 in regulation, circle 2 putting, and fairway hits. So she is throwing the disc where you're supposed to and then making those putts when she has to.
Kat Mertsch, electric Pit Vipers. As I said, she is the best in the field so far in circle 1 putting at this event, and she's second in circle 2 in regulation and birdie percentage. Always a fun person to watch.
Ella Hansen, no stranger anymore, household name. She's been playing so solid this year. This week, she's 50% circle 1 in regulation. That's unbelievable.
Yes.
Half the holes and 40% of her circle 2 putt. So if she doesn't get there, she's probably going to make the putt too.
Mm-hmm.
Hole 1, 615. Just pump a hyzer out. That right side tall grass is not out of bounds. You can crash this left side as much as you want, but it is OB once you get into this little gully area. Your second shot, you're throwing over that out of bounds area. The green is pretty guarded by some low hanging branches. I like crashing in with a hyzer or a straight shot. Going in early, you can catch one of the branches and roll backwards OB, so you got to be a little aggressive on this shot.
First on the tee from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Katrina Allen.
You don't actually need a ton of distance on this one to still attack for birdie. Just got to make sure it's inbounds, at least 3/4 of the way down the fairway. We saw these ladies get pin high yesterday, though, because why not?
I feel like it almost makes the shot a little harder. I accidentally crushed one today, and I think it's better even to be a little shorter.
I like a little shorter and left.
I agree, 100%. A lot of times you'll see players pumping one into the right side in the tall grass. It's still gettable over there, it just lengthens the hole a bit.
From Estonia, Kristen Tatar.
Look at that trophy just taunting them on the tee pad of hole one.
Hey. Kristen with an orbit drive, gets a nice little skip, and she's positioned well.
From Rosebud, Arkansas, Kat Murch.
For those of you that have not watched the Preserve Championship before, that bear on the little log to the left of the tee pad, that's the trophy. It's huge. It's the biggest trophy we have all year. Also one of the heaviest. Still, Kristen Tatar hoisted it over her head when she won. It was very impressive.
Yeah, that trophy's 150 pounds easily.
Probably.
And from Seattle, Washington, Ella Hansen.
We've been lucky enough to see both Kristen and Ella every day, including the feature card. Ella often starting maybe just a touch slower, but gaining momentum as the round goes on. Believe this is a cloud breaker from her. Pulled a little right. She's going to be nearly pin high, but dealing with kind of what Madison was talking about. A little bit harder of a shot, a little bit of tall grass.
I feel like somewhere in that area is probably her game plan. She's always kind of pushing that tall grass to the right, but like Erica said, pin high.
Cat up first. Hanging out this hyzer, getting through kind of a tall gap and actually going a little too deep.
There is tall grass deep as well, but it is not out of bounds. So if you come in hot, no big deal. Just a big comeback putt.
Ella looks like she's trying to flip up a slow speed disc. Actually, it's pretty stable, isn't it?
And that is a really sketchy shot. Has to throw right at the bush. What perfect angle control. It hyzers just in time. Katrina also throwing something a little slower here, hoping for a soft landing. But she takes to the sky, coming in at a hyzer with some tree love.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Kristen closest to the pin.
Ooh,
Wow.
donk. The good donk, if you will.
Yep. The very good donk.
It sucks if you hear it when you're putting, but
Yep, we don't like bad donks. Cat from circle 2.
little low.
I feel like that just amped her up.
I feel like anything could amp
Yeah.
her up. She's
Like-
just amped as a human.
That missed putt, she was like, oh, now I'm fueled. Ella with a great birdie to start off the round. Katrina as well. Kristen's going to have a tap in, and we're going to have 3 for 4 birdies on hole 1. This played as the 14th easiest hole with 33% of the field birdieing.
It's definitely the easiest set of 3 holes, the first 3.
Even though this second shot is a nice, tight, wooded hole. Katrina still with the 3-stroke advantage over Kristen Tatar.
Hole 2, double mandatory hole. Nice and wooded, just like Madison said. There is OB on the left, but you have to get a lot of ground play, some big skips to find your way over there. You see a lot of women kind of flip something up and ride the right side just a little bit. Mostly mid-ranges, we see some putters. I think a few people are probably throwing fairway, but definitely some slower speed, really nice angle control shots.
Yep, the nice thing about this hole is unless you hit early left and drop down right there, it's pretty easy to scramble your birdie here. Lots of gaps. We'll see what Katrina has to work with there.
You can save it over there, but it's just a little bit uncomfortable on a 280-foot hole to have to throw such a long approach. Kristen's going pure here. She's been a little left both days. And same thing, but doesn't quite get through the gap today.
Not a bad place to land, though. She'll have a little step out flex sidearm. Still be able to get that par.
Ella with a Lux Link. A little early as well. No one hitting the gap.
It's tough. And that tree right side, we saw Katrina hit it yesterday early right.
All right.
Can be brutal.
I wish Kat would take her pit vipers off so we could just see the flames that are in her eyes. She's fueled, people. Look at this.
Yes. Wow. I knew it. I could feel the energy change. Right when
Totally.
it hit the brim of the basket, she was like, it's time.
It's on. Fantastic shot. Great follow flight. Bullseye hit for Kat Merch.
Looking flex forehand from Kristen with a little tree love at the end. Inside the circle for par.
Ella having to find a little hyzer gap. Goes just a hair deep. Katrina, I feel like she is one of the most iconic standstills. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
if you saw a picture of it and she was completely like blacked out, and it was
You would
like,
know who
who's
it
that
was.
disc golfer?
Yeah.
And you could tell.
The silhouette game would be easy.
Yeah, exactly. Silhouette, that's the word. I'm smart.
It's been a long, hot
I'm
weekend,
so
folks.
tired.
Yeah. So bear with us as we make it through this final round.
Ella and Katrina able to save the par.
This played as the second easiest hole of the day with 60% of the field getting to circle 2 for birdie. Oh no. Takes full responsibility.
Literally says that was on me. Okay, now there's fun and fire. Great mixture. Gosh, look at her face.
She's not a basketball player.
That's funny.
I hate when that happens though. You're like, oops.
Oops.
Hole 3, a very straightforward 324 feet, nice and flat. Tree line on the right is not out of bounds, but you don't want to mess around in there. A lot of people are going to push that right side and let it hyzer in. You could throw a straight shot with the slower disc and let it just sit down gently on this kind of skippy green. If you hyzer out left, there is some out of bounds on the cart path over there that you can find with a big flare skip. No wind today at all.
Yeah,
So-
it picks up a hair on the back, but nothing crazy.
yeah, the front nine was just absolutely stifling.
Like you're hoping for a breeze.
yeah, like sticky.
Cool me off. Katrina with a really nice shot. That's her SP Katrina Allen Rift.
Kristen taking that much more direct linear line as well. Kind of burning it into the ground early. She'll have a long putt for birdie.
Probably not even a jump though for her. Ella taking more of a hyzer line and getting a little bit of ground play and getting to about 15 feet.
Oh, nice.
That's that active premium Taylor. And Kat going flippy mid-range. This is a C-Line MD3. A little bit too much turn on it looked like. But she's putting.
I was looking everywhere for like some sort of sewing joke for the Taylor, but I can't find one. Can't find one. Leave one in the comments for us, please. Well, I have a feeling we'll see that Taylor again.
She did jump.
Wow.
I kind of thought that when she
Oh.
jumped, they have to go in. That's a mean little roll.
Wow.
Mean big roll.
And look at that camera guy dance.
I feel like Kat has this one. Feel good about it.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it.
Just a little shy. Kristen, wow, that rolled so far.
Yeah, about as
Holy
far
cow.
as she just was coming back at it.
Oh,
band hit.
man.
And with Katrina 3 strokes ahead and pretty much parked for a birdie here. This would be a huge swing. Give Katrina a little bit more breathing room. Also, Kristen has not bogeyed until like hole 17 or 18 the last 2 days. So this is an early one for her.
Just some bad luck off the basket.
Great focus for Katrina.
Yeah, way to take advantage of that situation. Ella snatching up another birdie as well, looking super solid.
None of those nerves.
This played is the easiest hole, so we got 3 of the easiest holes in these first 3 holes where you gotta score.
Yeah. Cat Merch not quite getting there, but that's on her.
We go from 3 of the easiest holes to always one of the hardest holes. Katrina now with a 5-stroke lead over Kristen Tatar.
Hole 4 at 675 feet. You need to get out the gap with a left to right moving shot, usually a large backhand turnover that turns past these trees up here. We have seen some straight plays that actually go straight past the tree and open up a hyzer line. Ideally, you're getting to that sidewalk we just passed, and then you're able to navigate this tunnel to get to the pin. One of the more difficult birdies of the day. We usually only see about a half a dozen birdies from the field the last 2 days. The tunnel's interesting. It's kind of like a slight reverse S shape. So it's just kind of like an awkward shape depending on where you land. So I think landing like past it on the left side, if you're looking at it, is probably the best play.
Yeah, we saw 6 birdies the first day. 6 birdies yesterday and only 3 birdies on day 1. So this is a mega bonus to get. Playing it for par is great. It all comes down to the drive.
And we've seen this play from Ella going swirly S-line, Cloudbreaker, blasting past the trees like I mentioned, scaring some spectators, waking them up. And that's going to kind of open up that hyzer line like I mentioned. Cat's throwing a star turn, and it burns a little too early. Gets a pretty big roll backwards. Likely a par from there.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough and a little pinched.
It's just, it doesn't feel worth it to go for the pin from so far back.
No.
It's risky. Ooh.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That pans out just in time to get some nice forward momentum.
Cat Merch up first. We'll see how aggressive she chooses to be.
So surprised to see her pull out the backhand here. She's trying to get there.
Yeah, she is. And it actually works out pretty well,
Yeah,
considering she hit early.
Kind of chops through that corner, which doesn't happen very much.
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
Yeah, there's that hyzer line Erica was talking about by going deep, worth making those spectators move.
There was also like a second of suspense before we saw the disc. I was really into it. Like, what's going to happen?
Come?
Katrina with the more traditional straight line at it. Very technical shot here. Katrina hits a little bit on the right side and drops at least straight down. If you get kicked even farther to the right, it becomes very hard to scramble.
Kristen closest to the gap.
That looks great. Oh, last tree.
Again today, there were only 3 birdies.
Perfect little upshot from Katrina for par.
A little technical sidearm from Cat Merch.
Oh,
flexing a little earlier than she wants, but she'll still be inside the circle.
It's an awkward putt, though. We saw, was it Ella there yesterday?
Yep. Only straddle putt land. Kristen with a long little layup soft bid. Ella closest to the pin. Step putt. Get in.
She should have leaned more.
Not quite enough follow through.
And Kat trying to save par here. About, what do you think, 27 feet?
I was going to say 28. That's
Well,
all she needs.
it's in.
Really great par save. Holland Hanley, Jennifer Allen, and Cynthia Ricciardi got birdie threes here. God, that one's so good to get.
No, there's the nerves. Dang it. Didn't look like she quite followed through on that first one. Ella gonna take a bogey.
Everyone played really good today. Only 33% of the field taking a bogey or worse on this one, making it the fourth most difficult. So everyone playing really clean on the rest of the holes.
Well, Brian, you're good.
Maintaining that 5-stroke lead. Holland Hanley jumping up into a tie for third with Ella Hansen. 3 down through 5. Speaking of 5, here's the new hole 5. Look at this little skinny gap halfway down the fairway. It's definitely in your head. You want to throw something straight that has a little gentle finish at the end, or maybe something overstable that you're crashing into this corner tree and hoping it gets a good forward skip. Trying to play through that corner, you could get lucky and maybe find yourself a putt, but generally the best shots on this hole are going to be around a 20-foot putt at this elevated pin. Very, very technical. Not necessarily one pure line to get there.
Katrina gonna have to work very hard to get that par.
Kat pushing the right side, pushing a little straight, and it can be rough when you go in early like that. We'll see if she has a putt to work with, but likely just going to have to be scrambling out for the par. Kristen gets some nice reaction off that corner, and she'll have likely a circle's edge putt.
I think usually you're pretty happy if you just make the first gap and make any kind of forward progress.
Yes.
Like, par's fine here.
Ella,
Great
she's done the
shot.
same thing 3 days in a row.
She actually goes a little bit farther today and might have some branches in the way, but great consistency.
Yeah, it's so impressive that she hits the same gap on the same angle every time.
And she's going putter. It's her Lux Link, too. So I love that to kind of control the speed and angle.
Katrina with a really nice forehand approach. Kat having to do the same even while much closer.
Yeah, it's pretty dense over there, and that is a great shot. Look at it. What gap did she even hit?
The right one.
Probably the only one. Kristen from at least 50 feet away.
Yeah, I thought that corner tree was a little bit closer than that, but it's still a very difficult putt. Ella having a hyzer putt around this shoal just outside the circle.
Comes up a little bit low left.
There were 6 birdies on the day. Only 13% of the field, but only 25% with a bogey or worse. So par is great here. You're happy to just get out of here without a disaster. Move on to the very difficult hole 6. All in all, a fun addition to this Black Bear course.
Everyone I talked to seemed to like this one more than the hole that it replaced.
Yep.
And a bunch of pars are fine here. Everyone except Cat Merch under par, moving into 6. Like we said the last couple of days, you do want to be at usually at least 2 under after the kind of first stretch before you cross the road and have the big walk. Because it starts to get a little harder as you keep going.
It's nice to have that little buffer in those first few holes.
Hole 6, always one of the hardest holes. It's a par 5, only 695 feet, but it's just tunnel after tunnel. You want to throw straight down this one. You see some mid-ranges that just get to the middle. You see some fairway drivers or even full-speed drivers that get all the way to that corner. We take a almost 90-degree turn, and it's another tunnel. Look at that. So you're throwing two, 300-foot tunnels, essentially. The second shot's usually a turnover or often a forehand. We dream of the eagle, but we haven't seen anyone get much closer than like just outside circle 2 because you have to be so aggressive to get a putt.
Yeah, we saw Ella have a little chip sidearm from like the edge of circle 2, and
Exactly.
that's about as close as it gets.
But if you play this, that was an aggressive shot. If you play this hole kind of chill and break it up into little shorter shots, it's not that hard, but it's so tempting to bite off more.
Yeah, I really like the distance sidearm here, and I'm surprised we don't see it more often. But I mean, I guess if you can do this, you don't need to do
That's so
that.
perfect.
Unbelievable.
Picture perfect.
I mean, dead straight the whole way on a rope.
That's that Orbit St. Pro. And Kristen has gotten nearly to that corner just about every time, but I think that was the best one we've seen. Ella gonna be short left. So everyone besides Kristen gonna have to really work for it. Birdie's still potentially in play, but likely looking at par. Oh, look at this though. What great power from Katrina from a standstill.
Wow, and dead center on the gap. She's on the little junior tee pad.
I like to play in casual rounds. If you land on the short tee, you get a free stroke. So do you think they play those rules in the Pro Tour?
Yeah, I think they would be really down.
Cool.
So free stroke for Kat.
Just extending that lead in the coolest way.
Ella saws it off just a little bit. That right side is brutal.
Yeah, she's probably just going to have to pitch to the mouth of the tunnel from there. Kat going forehand. And good roll. She's positioned well to attack for birdie. Are we finally going to get to...
par, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, that early tree kick.
Jeez, yep, you're right. That was so early.
A little bit of
Look
a
how
nervy par.
far Kristen is.
And she's going
huge. That looks like that St. Pro again.
No way.
What?
God.
I've been dreaming about this. But it's even better than I could have imagined. Did she get a little tree kick there?
Oh my.
Just a little baby
Did she
one?
go around the outside of it too? Like,
I don't think
come
it
on.
looked like it was inside, but that tree was like,
Here you go.
no, like this. Here you go.
Just for you.
Yeah, it whispered.
Wow.
That's amazing.
So that's the closest we've seen for eagle so far.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Ella pitching up to, it looks like circle 2's edge on the left side of the rough.
Man, when playing aggressive pays off, that is so fun to watch.
It really is. I feel like that's what we all live for. Here you go.
Katrina following suit though, and has a nervy shot herself. That looked great.
Some friendly trees.
Yeah, they're bumpers. That's what they're there for. Just to bump you back in the fairway.
Yep. Kat throwing 4. Puts it nice and close with a little forehand shot.
Again, the bumper's activated. You know Ella's trying to throw this in.
Oh, yeah. Gets the good donk. Katrina, is she inside the circle?
It's hard to tell. Putting for birdie, though, on this hole.
Oh,
Wow.
smooth.
So solid.
Mm-hmm.
With Kristen lying in front of her for an eagle.
Mm-hmm. Do it, Kristen. Yeah.
Wow.
Finally.
I think that's the only eagle of the tournament.
Yes, it is.
And it's on
I think
this
it's-
hole.
I think it's the only time FPO has eagled it, isn't it?
Yep. I think you're correct.
Probable fact for sure. Great eagle regardless.
Oh my God, I'm hyped right now. Sick. There was only 5 birdies on the day, and Kristen
And 1 eagle.
eagles. Oh, that's cool. Closing the gap to 4 strokes now because Katrina still with the pedal to the metal birdieing hole 6.
Yeah, that was a great putt.
Hole 7, 330 feet, but a tricky par 3 nonetheless. Slightly uphill because of this little stair step in the middle through the lumpiest fairway ever to a weirdly lightly elevated basket. There is a left to right vortex. Sometimes it's wind, sometimes I don't know what it is, but your disc definitely goes to the right for whatever reason. So popping something really straight is the best plan here. Not trying to get it to hyzer up the right-hand side. A lot of players landing left of the basket and making a comeback putt towards the little wood chip mound. Kristen doing just that. She'll have maybe a straddle putt, maybe a wide open putt, somewhere inside the circle.
She actually pushed past that line of trees enough where she should have a real look. Sometimes if you land kind of in line with them, you don't really have anything. Katrina hitting the vortex a little bit here.
Not quite able to get through. She'll have an easy up and down though for par. Maybe a long look at birdie. Kat kind of sawing this one off, similar to the last tee pad.
It looked like she was trying to get some turn on that one, but it just hyzers the whole way. She's most of the way down the fairway though. Ella going slower speed here. Gonna give it some height. Trying to flip it up. Almost. What do you think? Soft run?
Definitely. Out in circle 2 land, stepper. She wants it, but not quite enough. A little soft bid to the teeny tiny wood chip pile.
Kat Mertsch, very long look for her first birdie of the round.
Let's see some fireworks.
It's not the 4th yet, Mad. Wow. Really confident looking run from Katrina.
Right on line.
She goes a little bit deep. Kristen to get one more on Katrina. She's just inside the circle.
Wow.
All right.
So solid.
3 down in 2 holes. Pretty good.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. Especially considering that hole 6. Wait, did you say it was the hardest?
No.
Is it up there? Do you remember? Anyway, Katrina misses her comeback putt. Now putting for bogey. Uh-oh.
God,
This is a huge swing.
Yeah. And that weird little light elevation is just enough to get into your head.
I mean, plus who knows? Like with Kristen kind of reeling her in a little bit, we don't know what she's thinking. We do know though it's a 1-stroke ball game now.
Wow.
I like that Kat Mertsch after missing one kind of just like chucks that in there like bag on, not even facing the basket.
Yeah. And
Okay.
yeah, things just got very exciting in just one hole.
It's also a pretty exciting battle for 3rd here. And hole 8 is our first par 5, 960 feet. Water to the left. The OB line is a few feet off the water on the other side of this reeds. Most ladies gonna kind of work the right side of the fairway, land somewhere in the center. Second shot, you're trying to get as far down this direction as possible. A lot of women gonna land to the left, allowing them to throw to the left side of this tree the way the drone is flying. As Madison said, if you're a psychopath, some people take the right side tunnel. The basket is perched on a very steep hill. It's pretty hard to access if you don't have 2 enormous shots.
Yeah, and this tee shot, you can see Kristen's just getting a ton of ground play. This, for some reason, this part of the fairway is the least lush that we see out here.
Dead.
Yeah, not a lot of grass happening. Pretty flat too. So if you have a lot of spin on your disc, it's very easy to get some ground play and find OB. So you're really thinking on this tee shot. Kat finding that right side. She'll be in thistle land. No one wants to be where the land jellies live. God, it's brutal in there.
It is. It's very scratchy and the footing's terrible.
So you're definitely wanting to get huge distance here, but you got to be careful.
Ella has gone massive every day with this cloud breaker. So good.
Trusting that up the right side. So pretty.
Katrina with her Pro Line Hurricane. Really nice shot as well.
A little bit more of a normal play, not trying to bite off too much off the tee shot, and you just go huge on your second shot.
Kat from the Thistles going forehand. Uh-oh. It's fine, but not very much distance. Kat
her-
just going to play from par further.
And her hand just raked through there, so that's going
Yeah.
to be stingy for a little while.
So as I said, in the flyover, Katrina going to work over to the left side of that tree. We saw her throw one of the most beautiful approach shots on her third yesterday. It was a flex around that tree to park the hole. If you didn't watch the round, just go at least watch that shot. It was gorgeous.
It really was nice and very long. Kristen's so far down there. She's able to bite off this corner more than most people can. Getting all the way almost up to the tall grass.
Yeah, it'll be a nice straight shot. How far do you think she is? Like 220,
Oh, no, I think a little more than that.
260?
Yeah, 260, 280.
5.
We'll see when we get up there. But yeah, I think it's 250, 260.
No, they want to hear us keep guessing numbers. Ella, such a good shot.
She's committed to the right side, correct?
Psychopath.
What a crazy person. No, she's
It's a
got
viable play, especially if you are confident in your forehand as the final shot.
That's what I was about to say. She's got that great forehand, so she doesn't have to worry as much over there as trying to throw like a backhand turnover at that really slopey right to left green.
That was a good recovery shot from Kat. Get some distance on her third. Still some work to do for par.
Her hand's still stinging.
Yeah,
God,
definitely.
those nettles are the worst.
All right, let's see if Katrina can throw the same flex as yesterday. A little too much churn on it. She's maybe inside circle 2. Just going to pitch up from there. And Kristen has a chance to tie it up with this. Looks a little inside. She's going to be dealing with kind of those final trees. But she's just outside the circle and has a chance.
Ella, indeed, lining up that sidearm. Oh, she's more.
Oh, okay.
I thought she was way pinched up against the right side.
She's normal. We don't have to, like, commit her as a
You're not
psychopath.
you're not crazy, Ella. We take it back. And what a great forehand. Got a little nice low putt.
I just love how much air that Ella puts under her discs. It's always so fun to watch.
Yeah, not scared at all of what's
Wow.
happening.
What an angle from Kat Murch. Wow. That just came straight down.
No rolls at all.
Look at her smile. Kat Murch playing this hole like literally no one else. Katrina laying it up. That would be kind of a crazy one to run.
Even just a difficult layup there.
She would.
Wow. And we get a little fist pump.
It kind of looked like a surprised one. Like, oh.
So Eagle Birdie Birdie, she's turning up the volume for sure.
Cranking it to 11. Kat Murch keeping it clean.
What a nice recovery.
Yeah, no kidding.
This one played as the fifth most difficult hole. Only 13% of the field birdieing. That's only 6 birdies. And we saw 2 today on our lead card.
And we got a tie at the top.
Just like that. 2 par 5s and everything changes.
Haley King 4 down through 9, moving on up to a tie for third with Ella.
And we wrap up the back 9 with this very short hole 9 at 297 feet. It's right there in front of you. You just have to carry water the whole way. The cart path that goes across the fairway is safe. If you land on it, though, you can very easily flare skip out of bounds where all the tall grass is. This one you want to throw just like a straight shot, slow speed, let it come in very softly. You can work a little hyzer up the right side, but it can be a little tricky because of some low-hanging branches, and you definitely don't want to miss right of the basket if you want an opportunity to putt.
Yeah, that's about as right as you can go and still have a look. Kristen might still have a few branches in the way on the putt. Really nice shot, though. That was her verdict.
Ella with a little follow-through hop. Lots of distance, but might be a little tucked on the corner. She could have a low-ceiling hyzer putt right around circle's edge for birdie.
Definitely have a chance. Cat going Halo Hawkeye, fading a little more than you would like.
Yeah, again,
a lot more.
Again, just a little early out of the hand and super hyzery. Not quite getting that turn that she's drawing up in her head.
Katrina flipping up this rift beautifully.
Wow.
Just outside the bullseye. Oh, dang.
We know she's trying to throw it in.
Oh, yeah, we do. Ah. Ella not happy with her effort there for her birdie.
Yeah, just a little low. Kind of funny to see her maybe error on this one just because. Wow.
She's so good at the from a knee under a branch putt.
Yeah,
specifically.
She gets so much spin.
Does that have a name? Can we call it the Tatar?
Yeah, let's name it. I love this green because it's got a nice backboard. You can kind of run at everything, even from far away.
Cat Merch keeps her string of pars going. I wonder if that's the longest string of pars in the tournament.
It could be.
I'd be willing to bet.
It's definitely the longest string of pars from Cat Merch because usually she is like
all over the place.
Yeah, you never know. Like, with how aggressive she plays, it could be a million birdies, could be a million bogeys and doubles. But she definitely sprinkles in. Cat with a tap in birdie.
Big putt for Kristen there to keep it tied through 9 holes.
And just like that, we have a lead change after 9 holes. We have a battle, folks, for the back 9. This is very exciting.
And a tie at third, too. I mean, it's Haley King from the chase card. Holland Hanley coming up, tie for 5th with Cat Merch as well.
Missy Gannon, look at that. 4 down through 9. Valerie Mandujano, 4 down through 9. Lots of lightning hot scores in the top 10. Everyone working their way up the leaderboard.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting finish. I mean, tied at the top. What more could you want? This is why we all come and watch disc golf. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah, and thanks for coming on watching FPO for all the locals in Minneapolis area. Minneapolis. The crowd was absolutely rowdy and amazing and positive and hype. And we're very excited to be back here. Summer camp for disc golfers. Thanks for hanging with us on these 9 holes. We got 9 more to go. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erica Stinchcomb. We're the Two Hot Geese.
Honk.